Hey everybody, my name is Ed. Okay, so my local comic book store had a sale this week, so I took advantage of it, bought some back issues. I didn't get a ton of like key issues or anything like that. Just bought it, I just grabbed some things at random. You know what I mean? So I did fill in a few holes of like Spider Woman, but like I said, I didn't get a lot of special things or anything like that. Just bought some stuff for fun. So yeah, we'll just get into it. I'll show you some stuff I got here. Now this is kind of interesting. This is E-Man #9 from I think 1970. Yeah, 1975. Charlton Comics. It's not in really great shape or anything, but it was only a quarter. A couple of interesting things. You got this Joe Staton art. Oh, check this out. An ad for learn how to drive a big rig. Huh? You got this Joe Staton art, I was gonna say. But a backup story is Raj 2000, which has early John Byrne art, huh? Okay. Also, I don't know if you can tell, this comic book was obviously in somebody's basement for whatever million years. You look close there, the cover was coming off, and this kid or whoever tried to staple it back on. So, okay, all right. So I got Dog Boy #4 for Fantagraphics. I know this is the 80s. This is 87. I think it's Doug Laffer. Steve Laffer. Steve Laffer's the artist's name. So just kind of crazy pseudo underground alternative comics type stuff. All right. The Elementals #14 from the 80s, 1987. This is by Bill Willingham of Fables fame. Star Slayer #6 by Mike Grell. This is from '83. First Comics. Oh no, not First Comics. Pacific Comics. Sorry, Pacific Comics. I don't know. I probably should have said this is obviously from Comico. These were companies that were around during the '80s, probably the equivalent of, like you have Image and Boom and Dark Horse. Dark Horse has been around for a while. Dark Horse has been around since the '80s, I think. But back in the '80s, you had Pacific Comics, First Comics, Eclipse, people like that. All right. Oh, here's an ad on the back for Elric, Roy Thomas, and P. Craig Russell. Oh, hey, here's some ads for some other stuff. Bertie Wrightson, Edge of Chaos. All right, that's that. Gen 13, #13. This is from 90 something. I know it's mid 90s, 96. Oh, now this is interesting. It's an Image comic, but there's an ad for a Marvel comic on the inside. And this one is kind of looks like it's a parody of other comics that were out. Here's Madman from Mike Albrecht. Pitt makes an appearance here. Here's a character that looks like it's a spoof of Lady Death. Here's this character. I know this is a real character, but I can't remember the character's name. Oh, here's Francine and Kachu from Strangers in Paradise. Okay. Hellboy and Angel O'Brien, or whatever that character's name is. Something O'Brien in her 8. Alright, okay. Okay, now, here, I got Invaders number 9. Jack Kirby cover. Okay. Nidoking. Number 12. More Jack Kirby. Looks like the first appearance of Spitfire. Or at least her first appearance as a hero, anyway. This one I'm mad at myself. I just grabbed this comic and I didn't pay attention to what type of condition it was in. I totally did not notice this going on in the cover. Look at that. There's a hole in there. I can literally see through this hole. I'm just pissed at myself that I didn't look at it before I grabbed it. But you know what was going on? There were a bunch of guys in that area, and we're all going through the same boxes and stuff like that. Well, not the exact same boxes, but you know, we're all in there. And it was kind of semi-crowded or whatever. And like I said, I'm just going through some stuff, and I saw this cover, and I just wanted to grab it before anybody else got it. And I got it because it had these characters in it. I haven't read this comic, but I know just from watching other people's videos who these characters are. They call themselves the Crusaders, but what they are is Marvel Comics parody of the Freedom Fighters. Over at DC Comics, DC has the Freedom Fighters, and I think they got those characters from Quality Comics. Does that sound right? Somebody please correct me. But you know, Uncle Sam, Phantom Lady, the Human Bomb, Black Condor, all those characters, and actually over in the DC Comics Freedom Fighters comic around this time, they did a parody of the Invaders, and those characters were called the Crusaders. So here's the Invaders doing their Crusaders, which is parodying the Freedom Fighters. So like I said, you know, I saw the cover and I saw these characters. I'm like, oh, I gotta grab it. And like I said, I should have paid better attention to what's going on here. So, oh well. Let the buyer beware, right? It's my own fault, so I'm not freaking out about it. But you know what? I paid like $1, so I'm not that mad. But more fun stuff. Spider Woman number 2. Okay. This cover. It doesn't say, but I think that's Dave Cockrum. That's who I think this cover is. Then I got number 7. This is Carmine Infantino. Oh, wait, this one actually says. I can tell by the art style, but it actually says Infantino and Lihoa. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. That one actually says. And then I also got Spider Woman 24. And the cover is by Badinsky and Rubenstein. Okay. I'm curious. We're going to open this one up because I know these early issues were written by Marv Wolfman. But by this time, I know he's gone. Is it still Michael Fleischer doing the writing? Yeah, the writing here is still Michael Fleischer. Oh, look, the interior art is Trevor Von Eaton and Mike Esposito. Mike Esposito inked a lot of Marvel comics during the 70s. He kind of had this really, yeah, okay. I'm looking at it right now. He kind of had a really flat inking style. Trevor Von Eaton was the artist. He was a teenager when he was the first artist on the Black Lightning comic. But okay. Ah, here's an ad for the first Star Trek movie. Oh, I wonder what else is in here that's interesting. Olympic banana stickers. Okay. Yep. Here's Batrock the Leaper encouraging you to buy Crazy magazine. And Crazy, for people who don't know, was basically Marvel Comics version of Mad magazine. And if you don't remember here, How to Be a Wild and Crazy Guy was kind of a goof on Steve Martin. Steve Martin was really popular back in the mid-late 70s and early 80s. And he was a comedian, he's a movie star. He still does movies occasionally, but it seems like he does more dramatic things. Um, but at that time, his catchphrase was, I'm a wild and crazy guy. So that's the joke there. Okay, all right. What else did I get here? Dazzler, number 26. The interesting cover here. I'm curious about this one too, so we're going to open it up. Oh, look. Star Wars video game. Huh? All right. This has got to be from, well, I don't know. This is from 83. Okay. So the credits are Danny Fingerworth, Frank Springer, and Vince Colita. All right. Okay, now I also got some interesting comic book magazines. I got Crack Magazine, number 166 from 1980. Huh? Laverne and Shirley, Jimmy Carter Mask, Moonraker, Roller Disco. Oh, wow. And this cover here, you look at this art. This art is by John Severin. He was kind of their guy. I also got, this is Super Cracked 10th Fantastic Fun-Filled Special. If there's people who probably know Crack website, the Crack website, comedy website, is actually pretty popular these days. But before it was a website, it was a magazine, and it's basically, it's basically Mad Magazine. You know what I mean? So Mad Magazine might have been like the number one kind of comedy, comics, humor magazine Cracked was like number 2, and then Crazy was number 3 by default. I also got this. I think this is the original run. Wow, yeah, the original run of Savage Tales. This one is featuring Kazaa, Lord of the Jungles. This was put out by Marvel, and this cover is by Boris. I never knew how to say his name. Vallejo? I don't know. Does that sound right? Please, somebody correct me. But look at that. This is actually some pretty decent condition. But uh, but Boris, if Frank Frazetta was like the number 1 fantasy artist during the 70s, 60s and 70s, Boris was probably like number 2 again. Let's uh let's open this one up. Just because I'm curious as to some of the other things that are going on. You've got Sword and Sorcery. Plus Shana the She-Devil. Let's see here. Now these are some interesting credits here. Marv Wolfman, Editor-in-Chief. Jerry Conway, Editor. Lynn Wein, Archie Goodwin, Consulting Editors. Cover Boris. None of the other artists' names stick out, but that's okay. Some of the art it's not bad. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is interesting. So here's a Shanna the She-Devil. Shanna the She-Devil was basically Marvel's imitation of Sheena, the Jungle Queen. The art here is by Ross Andru and Vince Colita, and they spell their names wrong. Awesome. There's some more of that. I wonder about this. Oh, never mind. Let's see here. Cull and the Barbarians. Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction. Oh, it's just an adaptation of Dune, it looks like. Okay. What else is going on here? Uh-oh, some naughty bits. Text story. Okay. Some more art. Let's see here. This one is by... Russ Heath and the Crusty Bunkers. Okay. Art by stories Jerry Conway. Artist Russ Heath. Russ Heath is like an old school comic book artist. The Crusty Bunkers was a studio, I think, I'm not 100% certain if it was run by Neil Adams, but whenever you saw the Crusty Bunkers name on ours, it means the comic book was late, and rather than have one inker do the inking, they give a couple of pages out to different other inkers. So one guy would do these 2 pages, one guy would do these 2 pages, another guy would do these 2 pages, so they could get the comic book out on time. And since you can't put everybody's name on it, they would just use the collective name of the Crusty Bunkers. So yeah. Oh, and this is the last thing I got. Cull and the Barbarians, number 2. So let's open this one up too. So plus Red Sonja and Solomon Kane. All right. Yeah. All right. Oh, this one looks kind of thick. It's also in pretty decent condition. Check out that spine there. It's like it's faded. It's like, you know, the color's kind of faded and stuff, but as far as, it's not got the spine isn't rolled up or anything like that necessarily. Okay, this is from 1975. Oh, check this out. Bernie Wrightson. Huh? That's pretty cool. Oh, okay. So some of the credits here. I see Neil Adams on here. Howard Chaykin calling himself Howie. Same group of editors. But there. Neil Adams. Alan Weiss. Howie Chaykin. Gil Kane. Oh, oh my. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna get back to that. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, this is nice. Here's called art by Jess Jodloman. Oh, that's nice. Okay, what else is going on here? Crazy stuff going on. I'm looking for the next story here. Oh, now check this out. Here are posters from the original Conan paperback covers. So here, special discount prices. But I'm sure if you know Frazetta, you've seen that. You've seen those images before. Okay, here's Solomon Kane. This is the one by Neil Adams and Alan Weiss. Ah, I'm ripping up my comic. Okay, what else is going on? Ha! Black Dragon Fighting Society now. You used to see these ads for like kung fu and whatnot in tons of comics back in the day. Oh, ad for a Punisher solo story coming up in Marvel Preview. Uh, Doc Savage magazine, huh? Okay, here's Red Sonja. This is the one with the art by Howard Chaykin. It's really weird and scratchy looking. It's not bad, but you compare that to the art he was doing 10 years later and what he's doing now. It's like a world apart. Oh, now this Black Mark versus the Mind Demons by Gil Kane. Okay, this same story, or maybe it wasn't this story. You know what it is? This story and probably bits of another story, it's probably a bigger, longer story, ended up being published by Marvel a few years after this. As Black Mark in Marvel Premiere. So that's pretty interesting. All right. And hey, how to be a muscle man. I don't think this is Charles Atlas. No, this isn't Charles Atlas. And okay, that's pretty much it. Ads for next issue. More karate. Even more karate. Oh, here's some more Marvel magazines. Planet of the Apes. Monsters. Conan. Dracula Lives. Vampire Tales. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. So yeah, 1975. Oh, and coming soon, Marvel movie premiere. The land that time forgot. All right, okay, so that's it. This video took a little bit longer than I thought it did, but that's it. I gotta thank everybody for watching, and you guys have a great day.